Hey everybody, it's me Marquita, and I was just coming here. I was gonna see if Gary would go drop off a load to the other apartment. It's very small, not happy. It's literally smaller than this apartment that I'm in right now. Um, and we have neighbors on both sides of us, and it's upstairs. But I told them I am willing to go upstairs. I now have to make an appointment with my doctor because they said, nope, the one we have for you is downstairs. It's not downstairs. It's it's actually upstairs. I mean, the bedrooms are upstairs. So I don't even have the option to put my bed in the living room because the living room is small. Literally, my living room is just going to have to be an extension of my kitchen because I have shelves because I buy things in bulk. I try to have at least 5 weeks worth of food at all times because I'm poor. I don't get any government assistance, so I have to buy all of my food and everything with cash. I don't get food stamps. Wish I did. Wish I did. Yes, poor but not poor enough to get food stamps. Um, so I try to buy at least 5 weeks. I try to at least have 5 weeks of food at all times. That's why I go to Sam's Club because at Sam's Club I can get I say a case of pasta, but it's like a 6 pack of the 1 pound bags of pasta, and usually them are like $4 to $5, and I think it's like $4 because I think it comes out to like 89 cents a bag or something like that. So it's like four something for like six or something like that. Don't quote me because I never broke it down. I know it's just like it's less than $1 of a bag of the 1 pound pasta. And what I don't get at Sam's, I get at Walmart. I get the 98 cent, sorry, 98 cent pasta. Hi, Best. Hi, buddy. Hi, my little fat man. Hi. Hi, fat boy. Hi, handsome. Hi, handsome. But anyway, so I buy things in bulk. And it's only because I go grocery shopping once a month. So when I go grocery shopping, I try to get enough to last me a month. Technically, it's not even a full month because if I buy, it's like so weird because how I do it is like in steps. Like, see, last month was February, so I was getting storage bins, so I didn't get my regular shopping. Now that I got all the storage bins, now that we're in the we're in the phase of moving, um, I now can go back to my regular shopping. My regular shopping is, and I did this ever since the girls were little because I had to get the lactose free milk. But if I got it by the gallon, it was $5 a gallon for the lactose free, and that's name brand and off brand, both of them. Like name brand might have been like $6 a gallon. Off brand, which is the Walmart brand, was $5 a gallon. So I found the shelf stable carton milks, and at this time when I was buying it, buy the boxes, it was like a 6 pack of the lactose free milk was like $10, might have even been 8. I haven't bought it in a long time. But so I used to get when I went shopping. I'm like, okay, it's time for milk because it's shelf stable, so you only put it in the refrigerator when you open it. So what I used to do is I used to buy 10 boxes. That's 60 things of milk, right? Yeah. Because it was 6 in each box. Yeah. No, that's not 60. We did that 6, 5, 18. Yeah, it is. But anyways, I used to buy like 10 boxes of milk. And then that would last me for like 6 months. And then, so that was like my big order. And yeah, it was a lot of money up front, but I knew that I wouldn't have to buy milk for about 6 months. With the canned chicken and canned tuna, I do the same thing. The 6 pack, it used to be the 24 pack or 24 can. And it wasn't a pack, it was like a case. And it had 24 cans of chicken. It was the 15.2, I think that's, or no, 12.5. The 12.5 ounce cans. And I used to get 24 of them. And that used to run me, I think like $30. So it was like a little over $1 a can. Now, if I want that same 24 count, it's $70. 70, 7, 0. So, Sam's, the 6 pack, I think their 6 pack is like 9 something. So that's still, it's cheaper than Walmart, but it's still more than it used to be. So what I always do is I always get like 10 6 packs. Because I know that's going to last. And one can feed us like one meal because it's just 4 of us. And so one of them cans we could put in like a chicken Alfredo, and like if we wanted like really meaty, which I could do it off the meat because y'all know how I am. If we want it really meaty, then we do 2 cans. But like if it's just a meal and 2 box of the fettuccine noodles from Walmart, which that's $2 for the noodles, or they're 98 cents a box, but basically $2 for the noodles, and then 1 can of tuna, boom. Or if we, like I said, wanted meaty, we use 2 cans of chicken. And so, and then we get the store brand with Walmart Value Time of the Alfredo sauce or the spaghetti sauce whenever we're eating. But when I get that canned chicken, I get
I
6.
set my tablet one time down because I needed to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
And Glisten was up there, and look what she did.
Glisten. She's like I see a pretty kitty in the camera. Glisten took a picture of herself. Anyway, so that same like the spaghetti sauce, because I usually get the jars, because the jars are typically they're the same price. They're like $1.18, and or I can get a can for $1.18, and the jar is like a few ounces bigger. But anyhow, I get that, and I always get. See, we always get the meat flavor, the cheese, the 4 cheese flavor, the herbs, the onion, basil, and herbs, and then just the regular um, onion and garlic blend of the tomato sauce. And I get like 12 jars of them each, but I get that only once. And so that's how I do. I buy things in bulk. The Alfredo sauce, like the regular, and then see the regular is like $1.18. They're the same price as the jar and the can of spaghetti sauce. But if I want the garlic one, they got one that's like the Alfredo. It's like garlic, and that one is like $1.20. And then they got one that's garlic and I think 4 cheese flavor, and that's like $1.20. And then the most expensive one, and it's like I don't understand. It's like roasted garlic and onion, and that one's like $1.50 for that jar. And so I don't splurge on the what I call the fancier taste ones. No, because yeah, it you can taste it, but it's like not bold flavors. It's not enough for me to spend the extra pennies. And so I buy that, and I usually can go 2 to 3 months without having to buy more Alfredo sauce, more spaghetti sauce. Same with the pasta. So when I say that I usually buy things in bulk, it's like whatever that staple item is that like I'm completely out of. If I can find it at the store, I do get it in bulk. And when I say bulk, it's not like the store selling it in bulk. It's I get a lot of it. If it's one of our regular items like pasta, spaghetti sauce, pasta sauce. Um, what else do we eat a lot of? I get the tuna. I get the 18 count from Sam's, which is $9, I do believe, for 18 cans of tuna. Which it used to be cheaper. It used to be like $6 for the 18 count. But anyhow, so I do get that, and I'm mostly the one that eats that. Like I will fix tuna salad sandwiches. Yes, I know tuna is meat, but I think I put enough mayonnaise and mustard and relish. Then I put hot sauce in mine, and I think I put enough in there to where I can't taste the tuna. taste. I have to get over the texture. Usually, if I eat it on crackers, I really can't tell the texture. But like if I eat it on a sandwich, I can. And so texture wise, I really don't like it. It's like it's not my friend. But taste wise, I can't taste the tuna on it because it's got like, I know it's very saucy. It's very saucy. But yeah, so with all that said, I I was coming on here to tell y'all why I won't even be able to sleep in my living room because I have to put the shelf that is in my kitchen. I'm gonna have to put that in the living room, and that living room is small. Like that living room, if I had a couch and a chair, that's probably all I would be able to fit in that living room. In my living room right now, I can have a dining room table, a couch, and a chair, and probably still have like a tad bit more room, like the living room that I'm in right now. But the living room where I'm going to, it's very small. Rooms, I don't even think I'm gonna be able to fit the two twin frames, bed frames in one room. The other room, I don't think I'm gonna be able to fit my bed in because I have a California King. Like, so there's a California King, and I don't think that frame, like the mattress could probably, but the mattress is literally going to be wall to wall. Wall to wall. I won't be able to put my bed frame in that room. And that's the biggest room. And it's like, and I know people will probably be like, well, why didn't you say something before? Because they wouldn't let us see the apartment until we signed the lease. And we signed the lease today. And so they're coming tomorrow morning to come and move the washer and dryer and the deep freezer. And that's something that I need them to move. Is the washer and dryer and the deep freezer. I don't need them to move anything else. If they want to move the storage bins that are in that bed, that are in the kitchen, in the living room, then they're more than welcome. But I'm not asking them to do that. All that I've asked and all that I wanted them to do was, I didn't want them to come in and move anything. I literally was forced. I was forced. And I know that sounds weird to say that I was forced. It's because I told them I'm moving myself. And they said, okay. And then they said, well, Fox Movers will be up at, wait, why is Fox Movers coming? And they said, oh, because you got steps on the back. You got steps in the back. You got steps in the front. I don't have steps in the back. I have a hill. And I understand if they would have said there's a hill in the back. Like, because where the park lot is, there's a baby tiny hill. So yeah, that wouldn't be that. And yeah, in the front, I do have steps. Like, my front porch is on steps. It's like, I now share a porch with my neighbor. My front porch. My back porch, I don't. My front porch, I share. But I don't go outside. And so that doesn't matter to me. Because I won't be going outside anyways. But with all that said, that apartment is way smaller than this one. And like, if y'all can see how much we really don't have, and for me to say that we still Like, we're going to be way more crowded. Like, they're moving us, yes, into a 2-bedroom. So, a family of 4 in a 2-bedroom. That's okay, because it's a family of 4 in this 2-bedroom. The problem is, they don't want me to use my living room for anything except the living room. Okay, that's all well and good. But the problem is, if I had a dining room table, it would have to go in the living room. I don't have a dining room table. I don't have a living room couch because we don't use the living room. Okay, so now I'm going to have to use my living room. But it's literally going to have my shelves in it that are in my kitchen. Because that kitchen, I don't even know if my washer will be able to fit. Because, like, where the little opening is, where they're like, oh, this is where your washer goes. My washer looks wider than that area. So, that means I'm not going to be able to use my washer if you don't fit in that little section, because it's literally like, if y'all seen how wide, like if y'all ever seen like a refrigerator built in, how there's like shelves above and then it's like cabinets beside it, that's how it is. Only they're like, this is where your washer goes. I don't think my washer can fit right there. Like, yeah, I don't have like a big industrial washer, but it looks way wider than a refrigerator. And it looks like width-wise, like wide-wise, yeah, a refrigerator could fit right there. But height-wise, no, because there's a cabinet above the refrigerator. Or there will be a cabinet. So, right now, my washer is going to be in my kitchen. Like, over in the European apartments. No. How my washer and dryer hookup is, yeah, it's in the kitchen, but it has its own, like, little room. My water heater is in the kitchen. What, Ori? What are you yelling about? Yeah, what are you yelling about? So, I'm not happy. Not happy. They literally forced us into a smaller place. And it's like, for what? To, like, don't come in and complain if you don't want to see my shelves in my living room, because y'all knew I had these shelves. Y'all knew where my shelves was. These rooms, okay, I'm going to have to literally, one, I have to get, I'm not going to be able to sleep upstairs, because I'm going to have to figure out how to sleep in the living room. Because they know, I told them, if I have to live upstairs, if I have to have an upstairs bedroom, I need to know so I can get my water pills. Because at a higher elevation, my legs will swell. And now I have to get back on water pills. And I told them that. I've told them that literally since May. I don't care where you move me. I'm willing to move upstairs. I just need to know ahead of time. And they told me, no, we got your downstairs apartment. No, we have your downstairs apartment. No, we have your downstairs apartment. I don't have a downstairs apartment. So now I have to get back on water pills. They didn't tell me before signing the lease that the bedrooms were upstairs. So I'm not going to be able to sleep upstairs. Why are you not going to be able to sleep upstairs? I'm not going to be able to sleep upstairs because my legs will swell. Because of my pseudotumor cerebri. So literally, they're causing me emotionally stress and they're causing me physical stress. or my legs are going to swell if I sleep upstairs. And so I have to take a water pill. And then, on top of that, I'm stressed because that apartment is way smaller. And they already complained because I told them I don't use my living room. And why don't you use your living room? You need a couch. You need a chair. No, I don't, because I don't go in my living room. My cable hookup is in the bedroom. They knew that. Right? Okay. So, with all that said, I'm not going to be able to sleep upstairs. So, I'm going to have to take a medicine. I can't sleep upstairs. And that apartment is possibly too small for me to sleep in my living room. The kitchen, definitely, I can't sleep in the kitchen. I guess I'll sleep on the front porch or the back porch. That's the only place that I can sleep. Maybe I can sleep in front of the water heater, which literally won't be able to open up the back door, because the water heater is right there where the back door is. It's way smaller.